Hey guys, got a project of a different sort for you today. Take you along on a little modification I'm doing on this Intex pool I have. It's a 15-foot by 48-inch pool. Bought it last year and set it up. It came with the 1,000 gallon per hour cartridge filter pump, which the first thing you need to do with it is get rid of it. Don't even try it. They don't hold up, don't handle the pool this size. The filter constantly fills up. This is the wintertime mess that's in it right now. I've got to clean all this up. But what I'm actually doing is I put a what I did originally was, as soon as I got the pump, I went ahead and ordered a sand filter pump and put on it. Well, I bought the smallest one for the pool that I could get, which required 1.5 inch fittings. So I've put the 1.5 inch fittings here and here, to that way I had full flow for that pump, which worked okay. But one of the things I realized is that if you want to use something like the this little Shark Vax or whatever, like this guy that's laying over here, this little guy, you got to have a pump that pumps more gallons per minute or per hour or whatever than that pump pumps. So we've decided to go ahead and just get the Big Daddy, and we bought a 3,000 gallon per hour pump. And I know that's supposed to be overkill for this system, but you know what, I don't want to constantly have to keep cleaning this thing, so that's what I'm doing. So the other plan I have is this pool came with 1 1/4 fittings, and obviously that's a 1.5. So how did I do that? I'll show you what I did. So you go out and you buy these fittings. Now I'm going to say this because I don't want anybody to come back on me and say, hey, you know, you told me to do this. Well, I didn't tell you to do this. I am telling you that I'm going to do this, but I don't recommend anybody do anything that I do, because I do all kinds of stuff that I would recommend nobody else do. This is probably just one of them. So if you want to know how I did it, this is what I did. I'll show you. So if you notice on this pool, you've got, it's kind of a double layered reinforcement area here, and that's what this guy's sealed in with. And the fitting that works with this pump, you know, it's that guy. So you've got to make this hole bigger. So I'm going to take and I'm going to cut it out. So long as you, at least so long as I, not you, don't go outside of the reinforcement area, then I have found, since I've already done it on 2 other places, that it's okay. You know, you're not going to end up with a pool that's going to tear because you've weakened it. So I take a very sharp knife, it's a little surgical blade, and I cut this guy out. Then I'm going to take some petroleum jelly and grease up the gasket that goes on it. And it's just to keep it from drying out and help it seal a little better. Doesn't hurt it, can only help. Like that. Put it on the fitting, or the part that goes into the pool, and pop this guy in. Put your ring on. Tighten this guy up. And you now have a 1.5 inch intake on your pool. Oops. Now that's not the only thing I'm planning on doing here, but that just gets you started. So now I've got 2 larger intakes on the pool, and there's a reason for that. I'm going to put a you have to make this wide connector because Intex doesn't make one for a 1.5 inch. Well, they kind of sort of do, but it goes from a 1.5 inch to 1/4 inch, which one goes here and one goes here. But what I want to do is have it full 1.5 here and here. So I've come up with a, you know, fitting with a little bit of crafty work to keep it 1.5 complete all the way through, so that I've got all the flow I need into the pump, so I can get as much flow rate as possible. And this way I can put the skimmer on this side and leave it set that way, and on this side I'm gonna set it up so that I can plug in the vac, and whenever I want to use the vac, I don't have to disconnect the skimmer to put it on the vac. All I really got to do is just turn the skimmer off, turn the vac on, and it's all well and good. And if I want to filter from the mid-level of the pool instead of from the top of the pool, all I got to do is just turn a valve. I don't have to keep plugging and unplugging and all this kind of mess, or like I had to do last year. So maintenance wise, it'll be a lot simpler. And this may make more sense when I got it all set up, and I'll kind of show you what it's going to look like. But for the moment, this is what I got. That's how you put a 1.5 inch fitting into a 1.25 inch pool, and keep the volume all the way through. So anyway, appreciate you guys watching, and we'll give you an update as soon as I get the rest of it done.